or welcome back to Diary of an Impulse Buyer, where I spend my money so that you don't have to. Today I am reviewing the Nintendo Switch game Fashion Dreamer. Yes, I do know it did come out 2 years ago, and also, yes, I did read the bad review. So, first off, what the heck is Fashion Dreamer? You could be an avid Nintendo Switch player and probably have never even heard of this game. Well, to sum it up quickly, Fashion Dreamer is a fashion game on the Switch made by the company Sophia, which is notorious for their other fashion game series, Style Savvy. In Fashion Dreamer, you play as an influencer in a digital world, collecting outfits and dressing up NPC avatars. Now, I've been a fan of Style Savvy games since their very first one came out in 2008, where you had to hold the DS sideways. And guys, I was 2 years old in 2008. I wasn't even allowed to play this game. I just had to sit there and watch my two older sisters play. However, when I was old enough and received Style Savvy Trendsetters, the second iteration in the series, I decided I was going to devote myself to playing every single Style Savvy game and being a hardcore fan. And it worked. I'm pretty sure I have played every Style Savvy game since Trendsetters came out. So, when I heard that Sophia was developing a new fashion game specifically for the Switch, I went nuts. And as soon as it came out, I wanted it. But my obsession was not the only thing closely following Fashion Dreamer's release. Not long after Fashion Dreamer came out on the Switch, it was met with middling 3-star and negative 1-star reviews, criticizing lacking gameplay, repetitive and boring mechanics, and a complete absence of story. This, however, did not deter me at all. I still really wanted to play. I didn't care if other people said it was a waste of $60. It was the closest thing I had gotten to a new Style Savvy game in 3 years at that point. And feeding into this desire was the fact that I saw the game everywhere. I had looked up like playthroughs and reviews to feed my appetite, and also I don't think it comes as any surprise that a girl like me would have a game like that show up on her recommended feed. And so my hunger for it only grew. I asked for Fashion Dreamer for many a birthday and many a Christmas, and I don't think any of my friends or family wanted to give me a bad game, and because of the reviews, I never got it, which I do appreciate. But from the graphics to the new clothes, which actually I think that Fashion Dreamer has less clothes than the newest Style Savvy iteration Styling Star, I ended up buying it for myself, though, and here's what I thought. Yes, I bought Fashion Dreamer 2 years after its release and after reading all of the bad reviews. So, what are the pros? I mean, being honest, it's a pretty fun game. You go around making people look pretty. What more could you ask for? The more that you dress the NPCs up, the more customization options and areas you unlock. The graphics are also very pretty, a huge step forward from the previous Style Savvy games. I remember in the very first one, all the models were stuck being like wide open handed all the time. There are a ton of hairstyles and colors and fancy eye contacts and unique makeup designs and, of course, clothes and everything. And you can actually also play as a guy in this game, which is a new feature. I'm not a guy, so it doesn't apply to me, but that is there. And unfortunately, that's about where the pros end. Like the reviews said, there are way more downsides to Fashion Dreamer than there are good things to say about it. Every time you dress up an NPC, your relationship with them will improve a little bit, and if you level up to certain checkpoints, they'll give you an item. However, this takes forever, so a lot of the cool customization is locked behind grinding. Plus, it's really hard to know what item you'll get from an NPC. Basically, you'll get one of their features, which is like hairstyle or hair color, or like eye shape or nose shape, or like a color palette. But every NPC has a ton of those. So obviously, when you dress up a Muse, which I believe is what the NPCs are called, you're gonna get a random one. So you could go through all of that grinding to level up in friendship only to not get what you wanted. Also, other than dressing up NPCs, there's not really anything else to do. You just keep changing the clothes of the same NPCs and walk around waiting for the trends and clothes on sale to change, take pictures in the same four cocoons, and like edit your little showroom and dye clothes, and that's pretty much it. It gets boring really fast, and especially once there aren't any more areas to unlock and therefore a goal to work toward, the game loses pretty much all the appeal that it had. As the reviews said, there is literally no story. I thought it was an exaggeration. Like, how can a game have no story? Maybe the story is there, but it's just really, really bad, but I can have fun with that. Now, literally no story at all. They give you a quick tutorial of what buttons do what and how to dress people up and just send you out into the world. And literally that's it. The NPCs have no life of their own or connection with one another and are basically just based on singular character traits, and it's the same thing over and over. Walking in circles, and also a small con is that all four of the maps are exactly the same. The differences are only like aesthetic and where things are placed. They all function exactly the same with the same machines and characters. All in all, Fashion Dreamer just didn't feed my style savvy hunger. Now, this isn't to say that I hated the game. I played it a lot for a very short period of time, and I had fun with it then, and I'm glad I was able to soothe my curiosity about it, but I agree that it wasn't worth the $60 you have to pay to play it. What's more disappointing is that if there had been just a little more effort put into it by Sin Sophia, like if they had added a story and followed more of a typical style savvy formula, I think it would have been a great game. Like, it's not even like the story had to be amazing, it just had to exist at all. Okay, so it's breakdown time. What made me want to buy this? As previously mentioned, my longtime love of the Style Savvy series, and then also seeing Fashion Dreamer everywhere. How long did I think about it? 2 years, which I think is my record for longest time I've ever thought about a purchase. What made me actually buy it? Honestly, I had been getting back into playing my Switch more and then remembered that this game actually existed. How hyped was I before it arrived? I was both very excited and very not. I knew it wasn't going to be a good game, but at this point, I had been waiting so long and had thought about getting it that, like, I was just very curious. How do I feel now that the novelty is worn off? I'm not upset that I bought it necessarily. I did finally get to play and again soothe that curiosity, but I rarely want to or play it in general now. In fact, the first time I've picked it up in months was to film for this video. Was it worth it? Absolutely not. So, who is this product for? I would say that if you're a die-hard Style Savvy fan and you've played all the other games and are looking for just a little bit more, go play Love Nikki. Uh, I honestly just can't recommend Fashion Dreamer, even if you have like a strong desire to play it. If your curiosity is kind of eating at you like it was for me, I could kind of recommend it, but you need to go in with super low expectations. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.